What time is it? It's 2 a.m. Welcome, guys, to the Two Awkward Millennials podcast. I am joined by my partner in argumentative banter, Hendrix.
How's everybody doing today?
I just really breathed on the mic. Anyway, and I'm Casey, and the place to be, and that place is the 2 a.m. podcast each and every week, bringing you our awkward take on pop culture, life, love, and millennial experience. What the fuck is up, y'all?
Hi, guys. We're back again.
What's poppin'?
Talk about consistency. Ooh.
So we're not talking about you.
All right, anyways.
Happy summer.
That's fucked up because a lot of niggas is like about to be in the house again, so don't say that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a nice weekend. I actually did some stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was dancing and emphasizing my ass downtown. We went to have some drinks and stuff. But, everything is still very, like, well, I don't know what the fuck you niggas be doing, but everything is very respectfully chill. Like, it's all social distancing, and I think it's only Michigan, because I've seen some of you other niggas out, so.
Y'all niggas out here wild, bro. Yeah, I gotta relax, for real.
Michigan, like, if you go to any bar, restaurant, club, anyway, everything is blocked off. Like, it's all the common areas, like, dance floors, like, some bars have dance floors. Dance floor areas, anything, it's all roped off, so you can't be near each other.
But doesn't that kind of negate the aspect?
Reason for going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So stay at home. I think that's the point. If you're just download a dating app. I don't know what to tell y'all. Go to the park, but don't go there.
All bullshit aside, though, please make sure y'all are staying safe out here.
Yes, I practice social distancing in life, so it's easier for me to stay away from you motherfuckers. But, you know, if you are not one of those people, like you extroverted people that's going crazy, I don't know. Hang out with another one of your personalities or something. I don't know, but do something else besides bring your COVIDed ass somewhere around me. Okay?
Also, if you planning to go overseas anytime soon, you probably want to slow that down because it seems like they're not going to let a lot of people back in the country in the coming weeks. So
actually, if they're not letting people back over here. Yeah. What's a couple y'all that should go?
All right. How's your week?
What? I was just saying, if they wanted to go on vacation. Oh my god, you guys trying to make me like the bad guy.
You just send niggas on permanent vacations.
I'm trying to make people happy. If they want to leave, they need to leave forever.
How was your week, man?
My week was okay. Work was fine. I really honestly don't remember last week, to be honest with you. What was I doing? I don't know. But I smoked yesterday, so
after the Friday you had, I don't even know. You know,
I did drink a lot Friday, but I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't heal like I'm in my 20s anymore, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just a real hangover. Had sunglasses on in my house, chilling, trying to get my life back together.
Sunglasses on in the house is kind of funny.
It was a great experience.
But yeah, definitely as you get older, you understand. It takes a little
longer for you to recover. Like, it's just like shit. I woke up like, I was drinking. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I recovered. I really wasn't able to drink yesterday, so you know, I kept it real natural and herbal, but not recovering as fast as I would like.
That's good.
And I was trying to drink a mixed drink yesterday, and I'm more of a shots girl myself. Because I don't like taste the alcohol. I'm either one extreme or another. I'm either taking shots or I want a frozen drink. Those are like my options.
It's weird because I had an experience. I took like 2 shots of Patron and I fell asleep.
Well, that's because you're old as shit. Like, I might be getting older, but you're already old.
This is like, that shit scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, oh.
And honestly, now that I think about it, it's funny because Hendrix used to be alcoholic. Like, he legit used to just, like, drink all the time. Just come home and, like some shit you see on TV and have a beer or have some Hennessy out of nowhere for no reason. So, he actually might be becoming a better person. So,
yeah.
Here, perfect opportunity, ladies. I've been shaping him into a good man for you guys for years. And the older he gets, the better off my
I
work
got something
sets
for you
in.
to shape. Shut up.
I've been shaping it this whole time. So, shout out to y'all. Women benefit on the backs of other women. I'm just playing.
It's funny. Yeah. Not dealing with you today.
I didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my week, but it wasn't really anything to.
Yeah, work is pretty uneventful, honestly.
I mean, on my end, work is very eventful. I just don't like the events going on, so.
Well, then, be quiet.
I tried, but people won't let me. Yeah, it's just, wow. I had a nice little argument with, I won't even call it an argument. I just stated my position. One of them Friday nights. Oh yeah. So just so you know, they want you to come in Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. You're not about to tell me on a Friday night you need me the whole weekend. No, fuck you. So other than that, yeah, it's cool. My facility is now a construction zone. So hard hat starting tomorrow. Figure out some shit going on and yeah. Whatever. Other than that, I didn't really do too much, man. I'm noticing like the weather. I haven't noticed the dust. Like I guess we didn't get a lot of the dust bowl that was happening. I don't really know if a lot of other people did, but the supposed dust bowl that was supposed to happen, we haven't gotten any dust. It's already kind of dusty up here. So
first of all, it ain't fucking dusty. And second of all, that was only supposed to hit them motherfuckers in the south.
No, it's supposed to swirl around and hit us a little bit too.
Oh, I didn't see that. I only saw it was like down there with all them people, the questionable people anyway.
Stop it.
What was that story in the Bible when they were trying to get everybody together? They hitting y'all hard.
Is this about Noah's Ark?
No.
What?
What was that one place and they was cutting up? And he sent something down there.
Oh, you talking about Sodom and Gomorrah?
There we go.
Well, yeah, them niggas was wilding.
Okay, that's why it was supposed to hit Florida.
Shout out to our Florida listeners. We appreciate you. You know, these are just jokes. Sorry, guys.
There's good and bad people everywhere. Most of the bad people live in Florida, though. Or Texas.
Shout out to our Texas. D Murph, what's up, man?
I mean, honestly, facts don't lie.
Alright, so yeah. This week in the news. We're gonna start off with Kanye West news.
I've been living under a rock because I haven't idea what's going on.
Kanye West and Gap signed a 10-year deal for the Yeezy Gap apparel line. Kanye has been kind of under the radar for a minute, and he's been doing some stuff that is to be acknowledged, but he's also been quiet, so we have to kind of acknowledge that too. Like, I
mean, that's good.
Yeah,
when he talk, it's usually bullshit.
He donated to causes. To the Black Lives Matter causes and stuff like that. He didn't make a big fuss about it. That was just something that was reported. He hasn't been tweeting like that for real. I guess he's putting out Jesus is King Part 2 with Dr. Dre. So, I mean, you guys can tell me what that sounds like. I'm interested, but I'm not. So, let me know how that sounds. Yeah, Kanye's just been kind of under the radar doing a little shit that's, it's nice. He's a apparel, he's a fashion designer now, for real. And, I guess I'll look at some of I saw his perfect hoodie or whatever. I'm like, it's a fucking hoodie. Like, dude, what are you talking about? It's not a perfect hoodie. It's just a hoodie. But
who hoodie perfect?
Kanye West has a perfect hoodie.
What does that mean?
I guess it's supposed to be perfectly shaped, but it's not.
Have you tried it on?
No, just look like on him. It doesn't look.
Well, I
don't
know he's in perfect shape. No, I'm just saying, like, that would be subjective to whoever has it on. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but don't call it perfect.
You a hater.
Shout out to Kanye West for his Gap deal. I don't even know where Gaps are. Like,
I think it's the one by my house. Oh, never mind, Gap.
Yeah, that's an Old Navy.
Yeah,
I don't know where Gap is.
Oh shit, I forgot about Gap. But maybe he'll stop charging people too much for them raggedy ass clothes.
I don't know. That'd probably be $70 for a hoodie.
I said, I think that's better than what he was trying from other motherfucking shits.
True. In other news, the cartoon community, Family Guy, The Simpsons, Big Mouth, a lot of their voice actors, they're white voice actors who voice over characters for people in color, people of color characters. They state they will no longer do those characters, and solidarity to the people of color. They want more people of color voice actors, and this is, I think it's big. It is big, but it's like, that's just common knowledge. I understand a lot of voice actors are very good at doing voices, but a black person should probably voice a black character, and a Indian character should, somebody Indian should be doing an Indian character. Like, that's just kind of common sense.
Why, I agree that wow. While I agree with you that I think that these they should be voiced by, whatever race that they are. I just think that some of this stuff is just extra.
We got I got 3 of the extra shit. This is a conclusion.
Okay. I shut up.
Also, L'Oreal announces they will be removing whitening from their products. They're not actually removing the whitening. They're just not calling it whitening anymore.
What?
So if you have like some whitening face primer or something like that, it won't be called whitening. It'll be like illuminating or some shit like that.
What?
Okay. And number 3, because this is a trifecta.
This is hair stuff?
Hair, makeup, all that. And the trifecta,
I don't know what's going on.
Number 3, the Houston Association of Realtors will no longer use master to describe bedrooms or bathrooms. Now they'll use the word primary to describe the main bedroom and bathrooms in real estate properties.
I'm not that mad at that one. That one I'm not that mad at, actually. That one didn't bother me as much as the other ones. Because I can get it. I'm sure it's some hidden, bullshit in that. So that's cool. That's cool. Go officers.
But in conclusion, it's especially on the back end of the Aunt Jemima situation and also the Uncle Ben situation. And keep in mind, Aunt Jemima's, her family has stated that they really don't like the move to transition away from Aunt Jemima because they feel like she'll be erased from people's memory, and she was such a...
Isn't she just a hired actress or model? Like,
yeah.
she didn't actually make the fucking syrup.
Right, but
girls, go sit down.
That image of,
slavery. Fuck out of here. I'm in Big Mama's house.
So, yeah, a lot of things are changing, and it's in the name of, I don't even know what the fuck is in the name of. People are...
It's okay, so this is the thing. Let me say this. I don't have an issue with, like, the Aunt Jemima thing. Yeah, that's some racist shit. Take her off. Uncle Ben... Uncle Ben may not be as racist, in my opinion, because everybody got uncles, but the whole Aunt Jemima thing is fucking... It's a little off. Take her ass off of there. I'll call her a bitch, but I don't know her. Take that shit off of there, okay? But... even with the voice actor, that's what I was saying about that. I think that it's a little much. You're already in that role. You've already been doing that role. I think it's one of those things where we can do better in the future. You know what I mean? Like, because that's like telling Jobs that, like, unlawfully hired a white person over a qualified black person because of racism. That's like saying fire everybody and go through all the applications again. Like, it's just extra, like, y'all can continue doing that, and we will, do better in the future. It's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I do understand that all of these are benefits of systematic racism in the system, but we need to start from the top. Syrup, cartoon actors, none of that shit is stopping cops from killing motherfuckers. So let's start with some policy. Let's start with, you know what I'm saying, some allies, some allegiance, some support, some solidarity. All of these things are good to making actual change, because it's just like, we're still trying to get them to arrest the cops that killed fucking, you know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, I can't talk. We're still trying to get them to arrest Breonna Taylor's killers, right?
Right.
So we need to focus on stuff like that. That's still a thing. The motherfuckers are still living their best lives. You know what I'm saying? We need to like worry about policy, worry about our laws, like how we pass a law for Breonna Taylor, but her killers haven't been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So we need to be doing things like that. I appreciate all the little things, and it's like, it almost feels like false hope. It's just like, yes, these are good things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grateful. I appreciate these little things, and people, even though some of them are pandering to Black people, we all know that we are hip. But I will say this, and this is getting off topic, so I'm not going to go into detail or go deep into it. But at the end of the day, we, as a people, even though a lot of these people are fucking pandering, we know that. But we do have to allow people to change. Like, we can't be like, oh, you've been racist since 2009 and you're sitting here saying that you're not racist anymore or that you're still learning. The whole point is, if we attack everyone that decides that they change their mind or that now they're more educated to, you know what I'm saying, be a better person, we have to allow people to do that, because that's the whole way you undo the system. Obviously, people have been racist before. We have been systematically oppressed. All these things are facts. So if people are learning the error of their ways and changing, then we have to give them the space and opportunity to do that. You can be like, oh, well, you wasn't riding with us before. Well, now I am. And we have to be like, okay, I accept you, and I acknowledge the fact that you had to change your ways and your ideologies and the way you thought before. And we have to accept that, because if you get nothing from altering your opinion and learning and growing and becoming better, then what's the fucking point of doing it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing. So we have to, as a people, also have to be more accepting. Yes, acknowledge people who are pandering. If you were saying Black Lives Matter, or you were saying I'm not fucking racist, and you're throwing money into Trump's donations, then that's fair. Fuck them. Personally. Fuck those people. But if people are sitting here like, you know what, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to do better, cool. You have to allow them the time and opportunity to put action behind those words. Like the NFL. He didn't release all these statements and doing this, and we'll stand in solidarity. That's cool, but I want to see, those are words. You're probably pandering because y'all did all that shit in Black Bloc Cap. Now, if this nigga really get a job and somebody is like working him out or whatever the fucking case may be, and that actually happens, then I'll feel like there's some action behind your words.
Yeah, I think we spoke about, well, I tried to speak about this last week. It's a lot of window dressing. Like Casey was saying, like, yeah, all these moves are necessary and some shit that should have probably been done a long time ago. But at its core, what is it doing? Like, we have real live needs that need to be addressed. Like, they're still out here killing people of color every day.
Still, to this day.
No matter the and if you notice, like, all the protest coverage is now going by the wayside, even though nobody stopped protesting.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing.
You know, the media cycle is what it is.
Yeah, we only can focus on one thing at a time. And I feel like people don't realize that. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying we should only focus. I'm saying it seems as if either they assume or we assume that we can only tackle one thing at a time. And because I heard a lot about that when, with the whole thing that was going on when everybody first started protesting, like, oh, I haven't seen nothing about COVID. COVID is still out here murking niggas. But right now, we are focusing on riots, and we're focusing on protests, and we're focused on the issues with the Black community right now. And now it's like, oh, we're going back to COVID because the numbers are going up. You know what I'm saying? It's like the media is what the media is. But you, especially now, we are not as blind, and we have way more access to things in this generation with your phone, with the internet, and with everything, where you can stay up to date on everything, because those numbers or the stuff that's going on is still being documented. And the same thing with protests. You can still find information on things that's going on. All you have to do is be diligent and look for it. It's literally everything is in your hand. It's in the palm of your fucking hand. So you have to be. You can't be like, oh well, the news is not saying this or the news is not saying that. Cool. Well, you can seek those things out. Yeah, because it's very present. It is accessible for sure.
Like I tell people all the time, like Google's right there. Quick Google search. They've done a good job of like fact checking a lot of things. Especially during like the pandemic, you know.
I want you niggas to start reposting old ass articles. So I really do.
Right, and a lot of like
fact check yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of things are, you know, by organizations who that's their job to report shit, like data. Like stop listening to opinions and all that. Like look at the data and go for it. Go for it yourself. All right, we not getting too political and shit, but yeah, like depending on where you do your research, you might get a different number. So yeah, the facts are out there. Lastly, for this week, NASCAR racer Bubba Wallace, Sunday before his race in Talladega, it was announced that a noose had been found in his garage. Now, this is where, you know, if you don't know, Bubba Wallace is the only black driver in NASCAR. During the social justice reform, he has been a very big proponent of eliminating the Confederate flag from NASCAR. Not only NASCAR, but a lot of the states in which NASCAR runs in. And this was kind of shocking in the beginning, and then it took a quick turn, and then it took another quick turn. So in the beginning, we got the report that a noose was found in his garage, and we were all outraged. The next day, we got, the FBI did a report, and there's no hate crime, and it's just a regular rope, and X, Y, you know. Like, okay, well, shit, the FBI said, you know, our FBI, right, incredible, right, our stupid ass was like, oh, well, the FBI said there wasn't no rope, so, you know, Bubba Smollett and shit like that, you know. And then I think I want to say it was either Thursday or Friday, NASCAR actually released the photo of the rope that was in Bubba Wallace's garage, and that's a fucking noose. Yeah. Shout out to Down with the King podcast. That's a fucking noose, okay? That is not a pull down rope for your garage. Like, I have a pull down rope in my garage. It don't look like that. That is a mini noose, okay? Yeah. So, a lot of people attacked Bubba Wallace and tried to, you know, and when I say a lot of people, you guys know what a lot of people means.
Whites.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck out of here. No, fuck that. Let's be real. Let's get to the shit.
Not all whites, you know.
No, I'm saying the whites were the one that was harassing him. I didn't say all the whites. It was
some black people.
Okay, it's also some black people that support Trump, so we know what the setup is. Racist coons. Okay. Uncle Ruckus. Ass niggas.
NASCAR did a very diligent search. They searched all their facilities. They said they found 11 ropes throughout 11 pull down ropes throughout all their, I think it was 1,200 garages, and they found 11 pull down ropes. Mm-hmm. And only one of them was fashioned in the form of a noose, which happened to be the one that was found in Bubba Wallace's garage.
And who's really surprised by that? I mean, the FBI is still a government agency, so there's that. So, of course, that they changed the narrative.
You're going to answer the emails this week.
I'm going to kiss my ass. Suck my dick.
So, yeah, I mean, back to what we were just talking about as far as the, you know, changing of character of voice actors and taking whitening out of product names and, you know, changing master bathrooms into primary bathrooms. Oh, that's great. But guess what? It's the year of our Lord 2020, and the only black NASCAR driver found a fucking noose.
They've been hanging people. Shit, we've seen that. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
add to the fact that they are actively hanging people. and blaming it on suicide. I don't know who decides to get on a tree and commit suicide.
There's just so many other places that, never mind.
Like,
hang yourself.
Listen to our episode, Everyday Struggle.
At the end of the day, I will say this. I'm going to shoot them people some bail. Like, I get it. Like, if, let's say you're somebody else and you're not in the government or you're not in a position to change policy, or, you know, you've signed all the petitions and
about black people?
No, I'm saying about people in general. And you're doing the least you could do. So, like, I understand people saying, okay, like, I might not be, you know, very knowledgeable about politics, but I am a real estate agent. You know what I'm saying? And if the one thing I can invoke change is to be like, you know what, this is a primary bedroom instead of a master bedroom because that sounds a little fucking slavery-ish. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? If they say, like, okay, I'm not gonna, like, crucify you for it because I understand if you're like, okay, this is the least I can do.
Yeah, like I said, we're scoring points. We are scoring points in a good, you know, we're in the rhythm. We're scoring points. We're making baskets, but
I'm just saying, let's not negate the bigger changes that has to be made.
Yeah, we still down, and we're still trying to, you know, come back.
We're trying to make a basketball reference. Basketball's coming back, okay? Don't worry about it. Shit.
Is it?
I think they're gonna be at Disney World. I'm sure.
Have you seen what's going on around Disney World?
No, well, if they lock them in there.
Okay. Yeah, basketball is back. Baseball is back. Well, we'll be back. Baseball will be back.
Baseball, when is opening day? Because I was trying to take that day off before shit shut down.
July. I think baseball comes back July 23rd, and basketball comes back July 31st.
Is baseball fans list too?
Yes.
Not that I was ever going to a baseball game. Baseball is some of the most boringest shit I've ever seen in my life.
You gotta relax, man. Nothing wrong with baseball live.
It's actually everything wrong with baseball. The best thing about baseball is the fact they sell hot dogs. So there's that.
And sausages and mixed drinks that are very strong.
Yes, but the hot dogs is the best part.
Yeah, so sports will be back.
Prices though, it's fucking dollars for a hot dog. Could buy 3 packs.
Yeah. So that's all of the news stories that I want to touch on this week. Man.
What's poppin'? Sure, come on, keep it pushing. I was just like,
all right. So in that fashion, we're just gonna get into our shit for this week.
What's poppin'? Tell me what the tea is.
All right. So this week,
smoldering hot.
Smoldering hot tea. Oh my god. This week I wanted to talk about trauma in relationships, and I'm asking the question of why do we tend to accuse people of doing traumatic things to us in relationships, which in hindsight aren't really that traumatic. Now, the reason I ask that is because me and Casey have been on this, I guess this year we can call it like one of our growth years. And I understand that, but especially, this year we've been trying to grow and, tackle some of those issues we've had in the past, and who hurt us and why they hurt us and why do we feel like they hurt us, and those, things of those type of magnitude. And I'm really coming to realize a lot of that shit wasn't that serious, and it was your fault.
I'm not speaking from personal experience because I'm pretty much perfect, but I'm talking about from
okay. And in hindsight, like it was an overreaction. And what I mean by that is like let's say me and light-skinned girls, like I broke up with a light-skinned girl like when I was a kid. Like she, and as a kid she broke my heart, and then I, kind of swore off light-skinned girls and shit like that. It's like, dude, like you're like a kid and get over it. Like, you're like, oh no, this girl's gonna abuse me and do this and do that. Now, keep in mind, we are not in any way, shape, or form talking about anything serious. So we're not talking about physical abuse. We're not talking about mental abuse. None of that shit. Just surface level shit. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Tall niggas been breaking my heart forever. Like, let me try. I don't fuck with tall niggas no more. Like,
who would say that?
I'm trying to
maybe short people.
I'm trying to help us short niggas out. boost
Oh,
our
I
stock
see.
a
I see
little
what
bit.
you try to do.
So,
Y'all
what's
still
something?
small.
Shut up. What's something traumatic that happened to you a while ago in a relationship that, in hindsight, you look at and it wasn't really that traumatic. Like, it wasn't that serious. It wasn't that deep. You kind of overreacted to it.
You know, this is a hard topic for me. I'm gonna be honest with you because I really don't overreact. If anything, I underreact. So it's hard for
That's an
me
overreaction.
to really think about this. This is a topic for men because y'all do dumb shit.
All right, let's talk about me.
Yes, let's
me.
let's respond to you.
Let's talk about me.
That
So
sounds easier because I'm so great.
whenever I see the gold digger topic come up,
oh God,
I really don't have anything to say because I really don't deal with women out of my price range. And I know that sounds bad to say, but
no. I
No,
really
I'm
have
saying
a question. No, before you finish that, I just want to ask you. I want to pose you niggas with a question. What is somebody that makes the same or more than you gold digging? You don't have no gold. What?
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
What are they taking from? But that's the thing. Niggas think a girl that want to go on a date and have them pay is a gold digger. So
some do, yeah.
Most do. Because I've even been conditioned.
We talked about that earlier this week.
I've even been conditioned in that way where I'm like, okay, you know what? I just pay for my shit. So, with that being the case, we did talk about this. Listen to the next time I date somebody, it's gonna be rough. And what I mean by that, rough for them, because I've done so much and I've been so much of like showing niggas my worth and value and being great and really being like a really good mate and being over understanding and being all of these things like that, that it's really gonna have to be like, let me take you out. I actually take you out every week before I'm like, okay. Because now, because like I would love to actually go on a date where I don't have to feel bad and a guy pays without guilting me or make me feel like I gotta fuck or make me feel, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's really like trying to court you properly. I've never experienced it. And some of it might be my own fault because like I said, I'm the first one to be like, I don't want a nigga to feel like I owe him shit. So I'll pay for my food. I'm not paying for your shit. I'll pay for my food. I'll, you know what I'm saying? I'll do this, I'll do that. And at this point, no, because I know what I'm coming to the table with. I know what I'm worth. And at this point, I'm just not doing it anymore because I am gainfully employed. My life is stable. I am good. I don't have to prove to you my value or my worth. And I'm not going to do that. Like, oh, well, I got it. I'm the independent, strong woman. That's cool. I already know that. And so show me why I need you.
I mean, but I think what you just said is, in fact, trauma. Like, you dealt with people who have made you feel like you had to do things in order to be accepted. Mm-hmm. So I believe that is trauma. Like for me, I'm the guy that I tend to overplease because I feel like sometimes I might lack in other areas as far as like attention and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do just space out and I do want to be alone and by myself. So, you know what I'm saying? But I do pay attention. Like, you know, we can have a conversation. You can bring something up and I remember. Like, my memory is very good. So, oh, yeah, she said, you know, when it's gift giving time and shit like that, I'm like, oh, yeah, well, here you go. You said you wanted this like 2 months ago. So, hey, got it. And then it's not like,
that's not on topic, so I'm gonna keep it.
No, look, it's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want to.
I was gonna ask, like, what is this out of sight, out of mind thing that men have?
Out of sight, out of mind, as far as what? Like,
when I'm with you, I'm with you. When I'm not, I'm minding my fucking business. And it's like, you know, a woman can be like, oh, I miss you, or I want to see you, or da-da-da-da. Or we talk regularly. A man can be not present in any capacity. Where I don't talk to you, we don't communicate, but they want to act normal as fuck when they're in your face.
I think for me, that was something that had to happen as far as like the growth and maturation, and understanding that sometimes it is better to consistently communicate. And I used to think that it was more so like, oh, this person wants to talk on the phone for like 5 hours because they're not around me. And in most cases, it's just like, oh, I'm called you for a 20-minute conversation, and I'll go back to doing what I was doing, which was nothing. Like,
and why do people, I don't think this is gender specific, act like once you got somebody that nobody else want them? Because I'm gonna tell you, when you out of sight, out of mind me.
What?
When you out of sight, out of mind me, it made me feel like you clearly don't understand my value, and realize that just like you minding your fucking business, I could be minding my business with the company of somebody else, because there's somebody else that's being all the attentive things and being present and everything like that. So it's just like, if that's what you want, like, I can mind my business and do what the fuck I want to do somewhere else. So you can go live your life. That's cool, since I'm the afterthought. And I can be the first thought for somebody else. And that's why I feel like people would do a lot better in relationships. They realize like that whole, I know it's like a meme and it's like one of them things like, oh, whatever, fuck that. You should still be treating your mate like you was when you was trying to get their attention.
Absolutely.
And I feel like people fail to realize that. So, I want to be alone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to tell. I'm living my life. I'm tired. I'm doing this. Okay. It's somebody that got time.
I mean,
and it's somebody that got the energy to put the effort for it. So you can act like I'm this undesirable hoe, but it's some people trying to get my attention. And every time I turn somebody down, I'm thinking about the fact that you're not paying me no attention.
Dating exclusively, or are you speaking about in a relationship?
In a relationship.
In a relationship, yeah, like you have to pay your partner some attention. And like I said, it doesn't, I was, for a long time, I was in the mindset of, oh, I have to pay this person attention like all day, like consistently. Like we have to text all day, we have to talk all day. That's not the case. A lot of people most people really don't want to be bothered like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, okay, I'm watching the show, just thinking about you. How's you doing? It really
could be something, it's to the effect of I'm just thinking about you.
Right, but it took me a while to understand it, yeah.
Because I don't want to talk to nobody all day. The only person I talk to all day is myself. But sometimes I get tired of her, too. I'm like, girl, shut up. I'm trying to go to sleep.
That's funny. But, yeah. Like I said, I'm honest. It took me a while to get to that point of just...
It definitely did take you long. You got a lot of issues.
You got a lot of issues, too. And
the crazy thing about it is that I really am perfect. I talked to my counselor about this. And she was just like, yeah, you just really keep meeting a whole bunch of horrible people. And I'm like, man, it's crazy because I'm so crazy.
I mean, well... Some people would say the fact that you have a counselor to talk to makes
I'm healthy. It means I'm healthy, because a lot of you niggas need counseling.
Yeah.
A lot. Actually, most of y'all motherfuckers need counseling. The people that don't want to go to counseling is the ones who need it the most. Y'all don't want to see that y'all fucked up.
I don't want to get locked up. That's all. But
yeah, because if you want to hurt yourself or anybody else, they're gonna take your ass to jail.
So, I think another traumatic thing for me would be I guess I didn't really get the competitive aspect of dating when I was younger. So I was of the mindset like, oh, okay, it's either me or you, or it's you and whoever. And you have to understand, like, if you're not in a relationship, it's fair fucking game. Honestly. Absolutely. It's fair game, and
I want to get out of the habit of sparing niggas.
And I think a lot of people do, and
most people do.
I've been on both sides of that spectrum of like, oh, okay, I'm interested in this person, but this person is not giving me exactly what I want. And like you were saying earlier, like, it's 5 people willing to give me everything that I want. Even though I want this person specifically to give me what I want, like, these 5 other people are ready, willing, and able. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to get over the competition on both sides, competing for a woman and actually, you know, putting a woman on a pedestal and ignoring other potential suitors. Like that's something, it's like, oh, okay, I talked to such and such, and that's it. Like I'm not talking to nobody else.
Yeah.
When in reality, such and such was talking to A, B, and C. It's like, oh, well, I probably should have played that a little bit better.
Yeah, that happens with women more often than not. Niggas are always fucking everybody and their auntie and probably your sister.
Don't fuck sisters. That's nasty.
Niggas do it all the time. Niggas be fucking their sister. Shit, I don't even know.
Please don't fuck your sister. That is disgusting. So what other traumatic
things? If I think
things?
about something traumatic, I would say every time somebody hurt me, abandoned me, left me, or mistreated me. That, to me, I feel like in the moment, it felt so traumatic. Like, damn, what the fuck did I do wrong? Why is all this thing happening to me? Why am I constantly losing in life? Why are these, you know what I'm saying? It was like such a big deal. And I just realized that those people suck. And karma will fix that. So anytime bad things happen to bad people, I'll be happy because you deserve it.
Don't say that.
Why?
Oh my god.
Like, I might not be able to get you back, but somebody will. Somebody gonna fuck your dumb ass up, and everything will be right in the world. And that's just that on there.
I guess.
Sorry.
Jesus, I lost my whole thought. I think something else that I realize in hindsight isn't as traumatic as it was originally is just letting people go. Like you, like kind of like what you, well, not really because you took that way left. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that like breakups happen. And
breakups do happen. I agree.
You really don't hold any ownership on people, whether regardless if you guys are together or not. And sometimes it's best to just walk away from shit. Leave shit alone. And that doesn't mean that, you can't maintain a friendship or, you know what I'm saying, some kind of like, oh, hey, a cordial relationship. Like, it doesn't, I had plans for this person and we were going to do this, and that. It's like, okay.
I think a lot of that happens just because, like, the idea of starting over is rough. Like, if you develop a relationship with somebody, like, maybe you fell in love with them or something like that, that idea of, like, wow, I have to build that foundation of love, respect, and trust again, like, and realizing that building it in general is really hard. It's not even like, oh, find a new person and we're going to fall in love. No. You have to find somebody you fucking like first. And it's just like, that's hard because people are stupid.
And I feel like people don't really understand that whatever connection you built with somebody, that is a unique connection that you built with somebody.
True. I do think that. I think people try to recreate the same relationship over and over again, and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's not.
Unless it's a terrible person, then
it doesn't work like that, and it's not healthy. You should not look at your new partner in the same eyes that you look at your former partner. Like, they're completely different people.
This is the thing. You really like, and I know I talk about this a lot, kind of, but really, self-worth and self-love is so important. And I feel like you really have to develop it before you find a relationship. And I mean that because a lot of times you can, if you don't have that foundation of self-love, you will get to the point where you're valuing that person more than you're valuing yourself. Because I know they said that this is like the negative aspect of our generation, but to me, I think it's a good thing. The fact that we love ourselves enough to get the fuck on. A lot of our elders did not have that same strength or ability to move the fuck on, and we do have that ability because that person, if it don't work for you, if it's no longer serving you, or if it's just like, and I'm not talking about, I do believe that in relationships you can fix things, you can move through things, but we're kind of conditioned as women specifically that if that man is not cheating on you or beating on you, then the relationship has to be perfect. No. That can still not be a good relationship, even if just because he's not beating your ass, just because he's not cheating on you, don't mean the relationship is good. He could be unattentive, he could be shitty, he could be inconsiderate, he could be that out of sight, out of mind type, he can be all of these things, unsupportive, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, I don't know, unaffectionate, unattentive, all these things like that. Mm-hmm. And if it's making you sad and making you miserable and hurting you, then it still don't mean it's better for you. Like, we need to stop minimizing what we need to be happy.
Right.
And I'm not saying other people should make you happy, but I'm saying, like, all right, if I'm a happy person, but I'm decided to be in a relationship and you are literally just like not adding anything to my life, like I'm not getting affection from you, I'm not getting attention from you, I'm not getting anything from you that's supposed to be benefits of a relationship. So if, you know what I'm saying, companionship, I'm not getting anything from you, then you are a burden. You're just baggage that I'm carrying. So you need to be able to be in a position to be like, you know what, actually, I choose me. I choose happiness, and you're not providing me or adding to that. All you're doing is stress. Like, your relationship should not stress you out. And if you're sitting there stressing me out, then I need to get the fuck on. I do believe in counseling, marriage counseling, relationship counseling, getting y'all shit together if it's something workable. But there's a difference between effort and non-effort. If that person is not putting in any effort to fix the issues, then they don't care about the issues.
And from the male side of that, it took me a while to understand that issues are going to happen regardless. Like, nothing's perfect. Nothing will be just peachy all the time. So yeah, she'll nag. She'll irritate the fuck out of you.
Wow, nag.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but people have a different interpretation of nagging. Some niggas think that, okay, she asked me to do shit. Like, why she all on me? The fuck she want? Like, yeah, all right, got you. Damn. Shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
and see, that's okay, I'm gonna let you finish your point.
So it was a thing for me to learn that, like, okay, it's a reason for everything. So try to find out the reason for it. Don't just, oh, okay, yeah, she on my case, she nagging the fuck out of me. Like, I'm about to go, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, let me hit baby girl up and figure out, you know, what she on to make to make me, you know what I'm saying, feel happier. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something that comes with growth. Like, bro, sometimes you just have to sit in that shit and work it out. Be an adult, figure out what the fuck is going on, and figure out what you can do to improve it. And if you come to the conclusion that you can't do shit, cool. Like, you address that then. But you have to put that effort in to actually make sure that you're doing what you need to do to make shit work.
And it's funny because I'm not a nagger. I've never nagged nobody in my damn life. If anything, I'm more likely to get irritated and be quiet.
Definitely.
That's definitely my personality. My personality is not to go, this. Fuck you, nigga. You know exactly what the fuck you should have did. You know exactly what the fuck you supposed to be doing. And I'm not about to raise no grown ass man. I feel like a nagging is something a parent supposed to do when they're trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do because at the end of the day, and I don't know if that's bad or good. Maybe I talked to my therapist about this. I don't know if it's bad or good, but I want you to do what you want to do. I say that with everything. When it comes to cheating, relationships, affectionate, being present, talking to me, anything. I want you to do what you would want to do. Act how you would usually act. Because if you're not, then it's disingenuous. That's just not that's not who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in your character, and that's who you are as a person. I can't change that. You got to want to change it. So if you're not doing it on your own accord, it's something you don't want to do. And I can't make you. And I'm not. So all I'm going to do is get the fuck on. You can't handle that? Cool. All right. Well, bye.
Yeah. And I think, and it all goes back to the growth aspect of it, because we've all been in situations where we look back and it's like, damn, I should have handled this way differently.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, do people, like, really, do bad people know they bad people? I asked you this. Did I ask you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do bad people know they bad people? Like, if you're just, like, neglecting your mate, being shitty, going out partying, drinking, I'm not necessarily saying you cheating, or you could be. Whatever. Like, do you know you a fucked up ass person? Because that's a lot of people at their core. They're very, very selfish people. Like, I'll take my brother, for instance. I love my brother. I don't have to deal with him in the way other women deal with him. But even as a sibling, it took for my dad to, like, tell me, like, he is selfish. Mm-hmm. He can't even make decisions. Like, you know how like, I'm one of the people, I'm like an empath. So, like, every decision that I make, I think about how it affects other people.
Right.
That's what makes me overly nice. Because I go out of my way not to hurt people. And I go out of my way not to hurt people's feelings. And consider their feelings, and to consider what I do, my actions or things I say, and how they affect them. A very selfish person, they don't think like that. They only think about, in that moment, what makes me happy and how I'm gonna feel. They can't even fathom the thought process I have, where I think about what I do and how it affects other people. I think about what I do, whether it's good or bad. Like, oh, this is gonna make them really happy. This is gonna do this. This is gonna hurt their feelings. This is gonna make them sad. This is how I think. Selfish people don't think like that. And so it took me realizing that that's who he was to love him, knowing that I feel sorry for people who deal with him. But I also, I love him through his flaws, but I also don't have to deal with him. I'm not loving no niggas through no flaws like that. That ain't one. That ain't on the list.
I think a lot of selfish people, I think they tend to live in the moment and they really don't process what the after effects of that would be. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to do this. It's like, okay, but if you do this, this is going to happen. It's like, oh yeah, but I want to do this right now.
They deal with it in the moment because they don't understand your feelings.
Yeah.
Or care to.
Yeah, it's more about, okay, I want to do what makes me happy, and
those and selfish people are always people you want to be in a relationship with. And I know that sounds fucked up, but them people probably should be alone because they can't even get to the point where they care about what they doing is making you feel. They don't even understand it. It's like, okay, well, how did that affect? I mean, but they ain't gonna do with us. What? You fucking somebody else and get them knocked up actually has everything to do with us, but they don't see it like that.
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things where you just got to make sure you're not dealing with no fucked up attitude, like no selfish attitude. Because some people are selfish. Like I said, I am overly nice because I can't help it. It's my natural disposition to be like, okay, well, how is this decision that I'm making for myself affecting other people, the people around me, and how they gonna feel about it? Everybody not like that. And as soon as you realize that, the better off you'll be. And
the last thing for me, just to make Casey smile a little bit. The growth for me from feeling like I had to coerce people to get what I wanted. And it took a while to understand that everything is not meant for you. So, yeah, you might want something really, really bad, or you might want somebody to do something really, really bad. And yeah, it might not be the greatest decision. So don't just try to, work your way in or manipulate your way into getting what you want. Like, it took me a while to understand that that's what I was doing. In my mind, you know what I'm saying? It felt like I was just asking, like, okay, yeah, hey, you want to do this today? Or you want to go here? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I know I said, like, like you were talking about with the dating, like, yeah, I said I didn't really have no money, but, if you want to go out to eat, like, I'll go with you to go out to eat. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't got it, but, oh, no, I'll pay. I like you, or I love you. Like, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, for me, it took a while to understand that, all that shit that you really, really want, you don't be wanting. It sounds good in theory, but in reality, it's not that deep. So, yeah, the whole coercion and shit like that. I mean, I think it's traumatic for me to look back on some of the things that I've done. In hindsight, it's like, yeah, all that shit was unnecessary. It's like, just, I'm not saying take what you can get, because that sounds desperate and that feels like, oh, well, this person is giving you the bare minimum, so just take it, because, you could be getting nothing. But yeah, going above and beyond and shit like that, a lot of times it's not necessary. So just relax. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you guys you got anything else to add to that?
No, I'm perfect. Am I?
All right.
No, my therapist told me I was.
That's her job.
No, it's not. Her job is to make me think objectively about me.
No.
Because I said, sorry, this is one other thing. Actually, it's like a little off topic, but I feel like this is how a conversation been off topic, so whatever. I used to feel some kind of way because I would always see them with me. First of all, stop getting your life ideologies from memes and Instagram and Facebook, because them people are dumb and fucked up too. The people who making that shit are ignorant, and they just gonna write anything to make their narrative, like to create the narrative in which it applies to them, so they don't seem so fucked up and terrible. So just just that. But the point I'm gonna make, I used to feel some kind of way because I would always see this meme about like, oh, if you know what I'm saying, you can't always play the victim. All relationships, you know what I'm saying, like the common denominator is you, so it has to be you. And I used to always feel triggered when I saw that, because I'm like, well, no, I really just met a whole bunch of trash ass people, or you know what I'm saying, or alone. These niggas really all continuously, almost intentionally decided to get together and fuck me over. And I used to feel so bothered by that. And I was talking to my therapist last week, and I told her, and she was just like, no, it's not even like people, oh, you playing a victim. No, you really could have just met of multiple fucked up ass people. And a lot of good people do attract multiple fucked up ass people. So do it make you a bad person? Absolutely the fuck not. Is it your fault? Absolutely the fuck not. That's still a version of victim blaming, and I hope people get to the point where they can acknowledge that it is. Because if you're sitting here like defending like, oh well, you picked them. No, it's not. No, fuck that. Why are these people like that? It costs you absolutely nothing to be a decent human being. So why do I have to be like, oh, okay, let me, you know what I'm saying? Why don't I blame myself because you happen to be shitty and toxic? That's not fair.
Right.
And I had to, and like I said, so now I know that y'all niggas really are shitty and toxic, and y'all don't want to be better, and that has nothing to do with me. Yep.
All right, guys. So if you guys have any trauma that you've overcome and worked through and felt like it's not as big of a deal as it was as you were going through it, let us know. You can do so by emailing us at ask2ampodcast@gmail.com. Yeah. So KC, what's grinding your gears this week?
Nothing, I guess. I don't know, everything. I really just don't like people. I realize that more and more as I live my life that like people are fucked up. I had a conversation with my friends yesterday that was really irritating. And I honestly don't know why I had it because I already know how my friend's mate is cut. Like he's one of those people that I would choose never to have a conversation with ever in life. Like people that intentionally, even if they agree with you, they disagree. Or they just feel so strongly about some shit and they be wrong, loud and wrong when people.
Yeah. He's
like that. And so, I should have never had that conversation. I feel like I was really talking to my friends and then the guy started commenting and nobody asked him. And so I just got irritated. And I really was going to take my black ass home. But I stayed. I was irritated the whole day though. So, I mean, people just talking to me really is grinding my gears. Or people having opinions that are just ignorant. Like, just shut up, honestly, quite frankly. This is one of those things. Protect your peace. And it don't matter how close you are to somebody. You don't have to deal with the people that's close to them. You know what I'm saying? You can just be like, you know what? I'll deal with you by yourself. Because this person is dumb and I don't want to be around them. No offense. I think our relationship is cool, whatever. They ain't got shit to do with me. But I don't want to be, or at least not have conversations with them. Like... You know what I'm saying? You can keep people at arm's length regardless of what, you know what I'm saying, how that affects anything else. So, yeah, protect your peace at all costs.
That's good.
What about you?
I guess it's kind of similar to that. I would say personal space. Mm-hmm. I'm a big proponent of personal space.
I my personal space all the time.
I don't. Yeah, like I like all my shit in order. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I leave something, I want to come back to it exactly how it was. I don't want shit to be misplaced or, ooh, like I borrowed this. I'll give it back and shit. Like, my nigga, what are you doing? So just the whole aspect of personal space, especially during a pandemic, is like, don't touch shit. It don't belong to you. Really. Like, just at the end of the day, just don't touch it.
That includes people.
Exactly.
That's fucking touching.
Exactly. So, basically keep your hands to yourself. Stop stealing.
And wash your hands too, dirty.
Please wash your hands. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. We're gonna wrap up. Casey, where can they reach you?
If you want to reach me, Casey, you can do so at I don't know. I'm just playing KAY_INREELLIFE. That is on Instagram and on Twitter. If you want to reach me, If you want to reach me on Facebook, you can do so at Casey Cole. That's KayCeeColl.
If you want to reach me, you can reach me on all social media platforms at Noely Hendrix. That's NOELLYHENDRIX. If you want to reach the show on Facebook and Twitter, is at the 2 a.m. podcast. On Instagram, it is the 2 awkward millennials.
And again, our email, if you want to ask us anything about anything we discuss on the show or just talk to us in general, because we give bomb-ass advice, you can hit us up at ask2ampodcast@gmail.com. That is the number 2. Send any questions, comments, or concerns that we'll be sure to get back to you.
Also, I was a guest host on the John Effect podcast this week, so check that out. Other than that, we're going to hit y'all with a Remember Millennials. And as always, remember, millennials, you cannot change the people around you, but you can change the people around you.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll catch you next week. Maybe it's a holiday. We'll see. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.